Hi everybody, and welcome to the Deanne Scanlon Show. I'm BJ Foster, joined by Grand Valley State head volleyball coach Deanne Scanlon. Coach, thanks for joining me this week.
No problem.
Well, great weekend for you. A 4-0 weekend at the Riverfront Hotel Grand Rapids Classic. First time we've hosted this tournament, and it went very well for you. You won all 4 matches, all 12 sets you played. You're now 7-1 overall in the year, and you have, as we saw in the win tracker in the arena, 995 career wins, which is a very cool accomplishment that we're getting close to 1,000. But let's move back to Friday night first. You took on the District of Columbia in an earlier match, and you won pretty easily 3-0. And then probably the marquee matchup of the weekend was against Barry,
right?
As they came up from Florida, and you defeated them 3-0 with a great second set that you won 28-26, which kind of really could have swung the match either way. Talk about Friday.
Yeah, we were excited to come back home and play in front of our fans and kind of let everybody see this new Laker team. I think they have a good feel about them. I think they're fun to watch, and it's always that first night out on the court, that you're playing your first home match, it can get a little jittery. But I thought the kids settled in pretty well against the District of Columbia team that wasn't a real strong opponent. But what you didn't want to see happen is play down to their level, and I thought that our kids did a good job of playing pretty good volleyball. We were able to substitute quite a bit. Kids got a lot of playing time, and that's what we want to see this time of year, because we have a lot of kids that are still challenging for spots, and to be able to reward them with some playing time, which out in Oregon we didn't get a lot of that in. And you're right, the Barry match was the match that we thought would be kind of the highlight match of the weekend. They're a very storied program. They've won national championships, gone through some coaching changes, but we had contacted their coach. He's a Midwest guy, had coached here in Michigan and then down at Notre Dame for a while. So called him to see if he'd want to bring his team back up this way. And he's got a really nice team, and like you said, in set 2, we fought back from being down, and it really could have turned the match a whole different direction, if we would have dropped that second set. And it was kind of the theme of the weekend, set 2, in all of our matches. We were able to come back from some pretty good-sized deficits throughout. But yeah, getting that win against Barry in 3-0. Who the week before had beaten Lewis, so that's a good kind of a measuring stick for us to kind of see where we're at right now.
You took that momentum into Saturday and 2 more sweeps. Stonehill in the morning, and that was the game that you're probably referencing. You were down 20-11 in the second set. Looked like it was for sure going to be tied up at 1 going into the third set, and who knows how that could have played out from there. But you end up winning that set. After being down 20-11, you win 27-25, so definitely talk about that. And then to close out the weekend, you beat Seton Hill 3-0 as well, a little bit of an easier time there. But talk about especially the comeback in the second set against Stonehill. Yeah,
against Stonehill, it wasn't so much them executing against us as it was us scoring points for them during that run. And I give our kids credit. We called a series of timeouts during that set. And their focus wasn't on getting into set 3 to come back. Their focus was, let's get this one, let's come back. And we do talk about that. It's a game of momentum, so you can't, we are going to play a set 3, but we need to start building some momentum and start doing some turning around and doing some positive things. And we do have the capability to score points quick. We've got people offensively that can put the ball away. Of course, with our block, we can score some quick points. And once we stopped making those errors and giving up those free points, the kids just kind of fought back, and you could see kind of Stonehill just kind of tensing up a little bit. And I thought that was a really, really probably told me a lot about my team this weekend. I learned the most from that match, probably.
Coach, last year obviously was a tough year for you guys. 14 wins, you were 14-13. This year you already have half as many victories in just 2 weekends. What do you think the biggest difference is from last year to this year?
I think being more mature in certain positions. We have a sophomore setter, but we're still running a 6-2, so it's a sophomore and a freshman setter. But just another year of maturity. I also think that they took last year's season to heart. I think they really have spent the time in the off season and through the summer just really preparing themselves physically and not, they have a lot of pride in this program, and I think they wanted something to prove. And the fact that we've added some really key freshmen. We have a lot of depth in our gym, not only on the starting side, but they're being really pushed in practice on the opposing, with the scout team or whatever, of kids that, can come in and contribute. And they have done so far. We've been able to make subs and have kids not just get mop-up time, but kids come in crucial situations where we've needed a good serve, or we've needed a pass, or we need someone to put a ball away in the front row.
2 opening weekend tournaments, those are now done and out of the way. Now it's GLIAC play.
Yep.
You start this weekend. And of course, where would you start? Is anywhere but
Hillsdale. Why not?
Hillsdale admittedly has struggled at the beginning of this year. They played some tough tournaments, and they're a different team from last year, but last year they were in the Final Four. You play them Friday at 7 o'clock. That's obviously a huge way to start the conference season. And then you go to Northwood on Saturday, and they're not going to be a pushover either this year. You play them at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a tough weekend to open up with, but I think our schedule has prepared us for that. But it's the GLIAC, so there's just a whole different level of intensity. That a lot of history playing both of those schools. And Chris is a great coach down at Hillsdale, and they may not have the wins on the board, but if there's one thing that they'll be prepared to come to play, and he will get them better. You're going to see that team. They're not going to sit there with just one win on the board for very much longer. So, and playing on the road too. It's tough to win in the GLIAC, but we've putting scouting reports together for both teams, and they're both very different teams. So that's kind of a challenge as well. But I'm telling our girls, we just we've had great road wins. We went out west and won some great matches on the road. Beat a host team on a very experienced host team on their floor. We need to go in the mindset of playing our game and making them make the adjustments that they need to make.
Grand Valley State 7-1 on the year and a perfect 4-0 week last week. Coach, we wish you the best of luck this week, and hopefully we'll have a couple wins to talk about next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Deanne Scanlon Show here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.